I bought a ton of this black lace weight yarn a couple of years ago, and I don't remember why I bought this much. It must have been on sale in bulk or something, but I made one project out of it and then for the longest time, never touched it again. If you watch my channel, you probably know that I don't wear a ton of black. I usually just wear small amounts as accessories. So this was a bad choice for me, but I was basing it off of a movie costume that I had seen. So I wanted to make it as similar as possible, and that was a mistake. I should have gone for whatever color I wanted because I love to wear just as many colors together as I possibly can. That video is pretty old by this point, but if you want to go watch it, go ahead. And then last summer, it's almost been a year, time, I made a really cute poncho out of this black lace. And I have been trying over the past year or so to not buy new yarn and to just use my stash until it is basically nothing and I can buy new yarn. And this lace weight yarn is a huge amount of it. Like if I can get these gone, a good amount of my stash will now be done. However, I'm also very cheap and I'm looking for ways to save. So I would like to find free tutorials and free patterns if I can. However, when I was like 13, I downloaded a really scary virus into my computer and I've never gotten over that. So I don't like clicking on random links. So the safer way for me is to just use YouTube tutorials instead of clicking on links. So that's what we're gonna do this week. We are going to stash bust this black lace weight yarn with free YouTube tutorials, as you probably already saw on the thumbnail and title. So let's go. I really love that cool mesh bag that so many people have when they go to like the farmer's market. Not that I've been to a farmer's market recently, I want to go. But I think one of these bags would be so cute for this black yarn. And I found this tutorial with this really lovely pattern on it. All the videos I used, by the way, will be in the description if you'd like to check them out for yourself. At some point I used manual focus on my camera and forgot to change it back for this video, so apologies. You're gonna get a bit of blurry footage, but don't worry, I change it back pretty soon. I had this mostly used like a third of a skein of the yarn left, so I finished that skein and started on a new one. All in all, this used, I would say, about a half a skein of yarn for this project, if I were to guess. Now, since I had a lace weight yarn and the original creator did not, I thought I would have to add more rows. I think I did like 3 more rows than the original to make it wider, and I also ended up making it longer, which I did not need to do. You'll see why in a bit. But this pattern was pretty easy to get used to, even for someone like me who doesn't really like crocheting in the round. The original creator also has a link to the pattern, but I didn't do that, so you're left a bit on your own if you just watched the video. So I would have a couple of previous crochet projects under your belt if you're going to attempt this one. I think this project would have been perfect if I just made it shorter. So just know that going in, you're probably going to need to do less rows than you think you're going to, especially if you're using lace weight yarn like mine. But overall, I think this is a really beautiful but simple project. Just make sure to have a couple of projects under your belt in case you're going to use just the video like I did. Alright, next up, I really loved the poncho that I made last year, and I want to make more, but preferably in different colors. So until then, I wanted something similar, but also kind of different. And I ran across this pattern where it's convertible into like 2 different types of tops plus kind of a poncho look, and you can cinch the sleeves for a different look. So I thought I would tackle that next. Even though this is basically just a rectangle, there is a lot of variation from row to row that doesn't repeat too often. And the original creator does a mini version of the project to show you, which is fine, but I think for beginners that could be a bit confusing. So I would say you need to be an intermediate crocheter in order to do this project. So my mom and I received a lovely gift from my cousin, and that was some sourdough starter. Now I've made my own starter once before, but it was sourdough made with potato flakes, which has a lighter texture and a sweeter taste to it. I would say that was the easiest starter to take care of. I don't remember having many problems or having to do much research. So this sourdough is several steps up as far as just like steps you need to take and the process in general. I'll also leave a couple of videos and recipes that helped us to make this bread in the description. This was actually a perfect day for feeding the starter and baking bread because all I had to do was volley back and forth between crocheting and baking. It was pretty much my perfect day. However, as I said, I think this sourdough is a bit of a learning curve for me because I think I left it in too warm of a place. I would turn off the oven light. That seemed a bit too hot for my bread. I think I also let it rest for too long and actually over fermented it. At first I thought I hadn't left it out for long enough, so I actually put it in the fridge overnight. That did not help at all. It tasted good though. So overall, I'm pretty happy. This project was taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Over the past year, I've become much better at estimating how long it will take me to crochet a project, and I thought this would be about 4 days at most, and it was at least a week, if not 8 days, for me to fully complete this project. I don't know if this will help anyone, but I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, hi, hello. I'm halfway through. You're probably not gonna have the best audio in this very moment. I bought a very expensive, no, we can't have that coming on right now. I bought a very expensive mic about a year ago to go on top of my camera for moments like this, and it still doesn't sound great. I don't know. I'm gonna try to fix it in post. I'm not gonna try to over-explain it. We are halfway through. I was scared for a second because I changed the measurements that I had actually made it too small to go over my head, but I think it fits okay. Yay! All right, this is what it looks like so far. I think that's pretty cute. I think that's pretty good. This took 2.5-ish days, but not like there was one day that I was really, I basically crocheted for the entire day. But other than that, maybe like a few hours every other day. So like, what does that be? Like almost 2 days probably if I were making a concerted effort of crochet. I was thinking of closing off the sides for forever, but honestly, the reason I picked this was because there was different ways you could style it. So I think I should just do the buttons. I think I'm just a little tired. This is why I tend to do tinier crochet projects, is because I get very easily over projects. But I think this is so cute. And also, yesterday while I was working on this, I found my third project for this video because I started this video without having a full plan for all the projects I was gonna do. And I found it and I'm so excited to start on that. So you'll see very soon. But we're gonna finish this first. Let's go.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Never the same. Whenever you're calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Hey, whatever the plan, I know I'm holding the best of me out of my hand. I know you always understand. Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a crazy love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
And now it's time to finish this. How this closes so that it can be convertible is with buttons, and I was not going to buy buttons for this. So I went through my leftover button sanctuary and found some that were relatively similar in color and size. This was my first time threading through a button with yarn, and it wasn't the easiest, but honestly it was pretty fun and satisfying. If you want this to be convertible in all the ways that the original creator wants it to be sure that the front and back are opposites of half buttonholes and half buttons. I did not think that through and I was kind of skipping around, so I didn't do it. But luckily there's only a couple of ways that I really want to wear this, so it ended up being okay. Lastly, I crocheted 2 ties and laced them through the sleeves so they could be cinched. And it's time to show you the final result. I love this piece. However, I will be permanently crocheting the sides closed because I made the buttonholes too big, so I kept having to rebutton it. It was very annoying. And honestly, these two ways that I'm showing are the only ways that I'm going to want to wear it. So I'll do that sometime in the future. But I love the two different sleeve pieces that turn into this beautiful gathered sleeve when it's cinched. What a cool idea. And with the black yarn, this gives such a witchy Fleetwood Mac vibe. It's such an interesting piece of clothing. It's a great layering piece for those slightly cooler summer evenings or like very early fall. Even though this took so much longer than I thought it would, it was worth it. And I really love this unique piece. And we are on the last project. After that very, very long project, I wanted something quick and easy, and I found this adorable tank top that is beginner friendly, which it definitely ended up being. It's literally just two pieces with a bit of shaping and alternating double crochet pattern. Like I said, there is a bit of shaping, but the creator breaks it down really easily. In fact, I kept all of the same stitch counts and just made it wider to fit my body, and it worked out great. In order to get the correct size, I actually used a tank top that I already owned to get the correct width for the project, and it was incredibly helpful to go into this without having to measure anything.
Don't know if I can find my way out. In this tiny and everything is growing up. Fall into the ocean.
Okay, we are on the second panel, as you probably saw, of this project. It is breezing by. I started on this yesterday and I am halfway through the second panel, and there's only two panels because it's a top, a front and a back. I actually really love how simple this project is, while also it just looks like such a cool piece. I really wanted something. I have such trouble layering in the summer. I really want to. I just feel like it's kind of impossible. In fact, I was even thinking of making a styling video where I just experiment in my own closet, try to actually layer for the summer. I made a video on it a while ago, but honestly, my style has changed a lot and I don't really love a lot of those ideas anymore. They were great when I had that style. The fact that I put jeans in a summer video, like full on jeans, absolutely diabolical. So a lot has changed since I made that video, and I kind of like to do more of an experimentation than trying to actually just like make outfits. I didn't fully finish my thought here, as often happens when I film myself talking off the cuff, but what I meant to say is that this piece can serve as the perfect layering piece in warmer weather by putting on a cami or a tank top underneath without it adding a lot of heat or weight to the outfit. I finished all of the visible edges with a couple of rows of single crochet. In fact, I went off script and added about an inch of single crochet to the bottom of each panel, which I honestly think ended up looking pretty good. And now it's time to show you the final piece. This is possibly my favorite piece of this video and one of my favorite pieces I've crocheted recently. Like I thought was going to happen, it is such a great layering piece, but it almost feels like you're wearing nothing. I want 5 different versions of this in different colors and it adds so much visual interest without adding any weight. I didn't think that a bunch of just double crochets would create such a pretty pattern. I ended up making the fit a bit looser than the original creator simply because I was a bit afraid that a tighter fit would stretch too far across my larger chest, and I really like this looser fit, as well as it being quite comfortable. I love this piece and I think it's going to be so fun to style it this summer. This was yet another fun experiment. I've been using a lot of free YouTube tutorial crochet patterns over the past year and I'm really impressed. I've loved almost every single one of them. Does my hair look okay? I hadn't checked that up until now. I used more than half of the stash. I have 2 skeins plus like a little bit more of a third one, but that one's almost done. So I used a good chunk of it, which I'm actually glad with the amount that I have left because I would love to make a Halloween cobweb lacy top in the fall. In fact, I tried last year and it just didn't work out. So then I have to use another free tutorial for that because I could not figure it out for the life of me. So while I'm a little sad I didn't just get through all of it in this video, I do have the perfect project planned for what's left. So if you'd like to see that video, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, just to let me know you'd like to see it. But that's gonna be it for me this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.